What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Elevation of Palesa. So, we are back again today with the second topic. So, the second topic, guys, today is healing. Yes, you're right, healing. So, this was a topic that spoke to my heart that I should actually do it as a second topic. As you know, this channel is a safe space for growth, for elevating, for being your best self, for reaching your highest self. And in order for you to get there, you need to go through certain things. You need to go through a lot of transformations. You need to go through a lot of changes. And healing is a very important part of actually you getting to that point of positivity, of harmony, of peace, of balance, and all things that are nice. So yeah, today's topic is healing, and I think healing for most of us is also quite a heavy topic. Reason being is because when it comes to healing, we know it's very challenging, it's very difficult. It's not something that you wake up today and then you do 1 2 3 1 2 3 and then the following day you're fine with everything. No, it doesn't work like that. Healing is actually a process. It takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. It's not linear. It's not one way. There's many turns. There's many bumps. There's many walls. There's many instances where you think you've healed something, but you actually haven't. The triggers come back. The wounds reopen. Maybe there's some blood that's coming out. You need to treat it again. Put some Dettol. Put some plaster, bandage, so that it can heal again. You know what I'm saying? You have to go back. So it's heavy and it's difficult, but it's important for us to go through the process of healing so that we can be able to look at life with a fresh pair of eyes, with a fresh perspective. You know what I'm saying? With a fresh heart, a healed heart, an open heart. Because when you're not healed, everything is closed. Your heart is guarded. Your heart is cold. It's closed off to the world, to love, to vulnerability. Your mind it's just replaying, the bad thing that you went through, the trauma that you went through, the disruption, the chaos that you went through. So it's full of darkness. And when your mind is full of darkness, you can't think straight, and you see the world in a dark lens instead of like a light lens. And also how you see things with your eyes. You see things in a negative sense. You see things in a very dark sense. You see things in a very limited sense. So when you go through healing, it's important to shift your mind, to shift your perspective, to shift your heart, to shift your spirit, to shift your body, to shift your soul. So as we all know, guys, life is not, roses all the time. You come across thorns, you come across bumps, you come across betrayal, you come across heartbreak, you come across self-sabotage, you come across hurt, you come across all kinds of things that can take you off balance. You come across all type of things that can put you in a state of which you end up being heartbroken, you end up being shattered, you end up being closed off to the world. You know what I'm saying? And these situations come in different forms, which cause trauma, PTSD. So this can come from maybe you were in a relationship with someone, an intimate relationship with someone. I don't want to put a time limit or time span, say 3 years, 4 years, because you can be with someone for 3 months and have a strong connection with that person. That happens when you meet a soulmate, for example. Because when you meet a soulmate, it means that you guys are familiar. Your energies are familiar with each other. Meaning you guys feel like you've met before, you guys feel like everything has happened before. So when you connect, the connection becomes very intense. It becomes very strong. So hence I'm saying, I don't want to say you've been with someone for a year, someone for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. No, I'm just going to say you've been in a relationship and then you end up breaking up with the person. So Luguti, that person was the one that actually broke your heart. You're not the one that broke the other person's heart, or you're not the one that ended things off. So that's one of the things that you can find yourself in. Or let's say you were friends with someone for a very long time, or you were good friends with someone, maybe for 6 months, 4 months, 3 months. You guys had a strong connection as well. They were soulmates, as well. Because soulmates, don't forget, it's not limited to intimate relationships. It can also be platonic relationships like friends, even family are soulmates, not just your partner that you're intimate with. You were close friends with this person and then they decided to betray you in any way. For example, let's say your best friend or your close friend or your good friend decided to talk bad behind your back to one of your mutual friends. And then that mutual friend decides to come to you and tells you, hey, listen, so-and-so said 1, 2, 3 about you. And you are like, yeah? So-and-so said 1, 2, 3 about me. No, you're lying. You're lying. Like your head and your mouth is saying you're lying. You're trying to process the whole thing because you don't believe that this person that you so call your friend is talking bad about you, is talking in a negative light about you when you're not there. So in your absence, someone that you trusted, someone that you are loyal to, then they decided to what? To talk bad about you. That's betrayal. That's not being a true friend. So that then ends up hurting you. It ends up breaking your heart because you're human at the end of the day. Or you can go through a situation whereby a family member breaks your heart. So the first topic I spoke about, gaslighting. So a family member can gaslight you. They can take out their narcissistic behavior towards you, which then ends up hurting you. So for example, this is them not giving you a voice, always wanting to be their voice. That's the one that's more overpowering. That's the one that's more relevant, more valid, in the household. And then yours is supposed to be the one that's inferior. That's the one that's less valid, So you can also be hurt by family members, and that can break your heart. So we all experience hurt, heartbreak, disappointment in different ways, from different people. And most of the time it comes from people that are actually close to our heart, because it's very easy for you to not get disturbed or heartbroken by a stranger because it's someone that you actually don't know. You just met that day, they say something to you. It's easy for you to be like, I don't even know this person. It's the first time I'm seeing them. I won't see them again. So whatever they have to say, okay, sharp, it's gonna make me pissed, angry for 2 seconds, but it's fine. After that 2 seconds, I'll be over it because I don't even know this person. I don't care. I don't care. It's fine. I'm moving on with my day. My day is going to continue being great. It's not easy for a stranger to actually break your heart. But for someone that is close to you, it's a different situation. Because these people are very much involved in your life. You are very much invested in them. And you've put them in your heart, And at the end of the day, guys, if we're being honest, the heart is a very delicate place. So if you play with this area, you're definitely bound to get heartbroken. You understand? So when you realize that you've been through some form of trauma, it leaves a mark, it leaves a wound inside of you. It does. And this wound, this mark, doesn't heal overnight. It doesn't heal overnight, let's be honest. Because some people, they tend to run away from healing because they become impatient with the fact that they can't heal overnight. They need to be patient with the process of healing. There's certain steps that need to be done in order for them to actually fully heal. So most people run away from that. That's when you find people now venturing into escapism. So escapism is basically using things and using situations or forms of escaping to run away from dealing with what you need to deal with. That's escapism. So you find people that now drink every day, people that have excessive alcohol drinking problems. Then there's people that smoke every day. Whether you're smoking weed, zol, marijuana, imbanje, whatever you call it, in your language. They end up smoking every day. That is a form of escapism. Or smoking cigarettes, smoking habli, anything that you do excessively is just escaping. It's a form of escaping. Some end up watching too much TV, too much movies, you're distracting yourself from dealing with whatever hurt that you're going through. Some, they always around people. They always want to be around people. They can't stay alone because they know that once they are alone in silence, sitting alone, they're going to be forced to actually deal with whatever hurt that they're feeling, because it's definitely going to resurface. It's going to come up. So they always want to be around energies, around people. And being around people and energies, it's a distraction because you're not focused on yourself, you know. You're exerting your energy out and you're focusing on the energies around you. So you're not focusing on yourself. So that is a form of escapism. You're running away from dealing with the hurt, from healing the wound, from healing the mark. You understand? Another form of escapism can be pornography. You know, there's people that watch porn every day and a lot. Like, okay, trust me, I'm not judging people that watch porn. Porn is watched by many people in the world, you know. But every single day, you're on that porn, whatever, platform. Every single day, you can't skip a day without being on porn. Some people, they even go to extremes. They watch porn maybe 3 times a day. You understand? They're escaping. They are running away from dealing with whatever hurt that they have. Some drugs, you know, drug abuse, crystal meth, cat, cocaine, nyaobe, tick, name them all, you know. They busy with drugs every day. They're escaping from their problems, you know. So there's many more. There's many more. I'm just dropping a couple of examples just to give you guys an idea. But people escape from healing, you know. And it's okay. It's understandable. Sometimes looking at the dark parts of yourself, or the parts in which you run away from looking at because you know it's going to remind you of whatever happened to you. It's difficult. It's not an easy thing. It's not an easy thing. It's tough because now you need to replay, you need to relive the situation that caused you to have PTSD, that caused you to be hurt, that caused you to be the way you are today, you know. But it is important to look into it so that you can heal from it, so that it doesn't affect who you are in the current and in the future, you know. So people run away and they escape. So it is important to be aware that you are escaping. It is important to be aware that you're escaping. I don't want to lie. Personally, I also used to escape. I used to use different forms of escaping. There was a point whereby I used to smoke weed every single day. Like, every single day, guys. Zol. Like, smoking. I would smoke 7 joints a day. I would wake up in the morning. The first thing I think about is weed. Hey, when I'm sitting during the day, weed. You know, and in the afternoon, weed. In the evening, weed. At night, weed. When I sleep, weed. When I wake up, weed. So it's like a continuous cycle, you know, of weed. Because I used to run away from dealing with certain things. So I used to smoke a lot, you know. And then eventually I realized, no, Palesa, this is not the route that you're supposed to be following. You're supposed to actually cut out weed completely. Cut out smoking weed completely and focus on healing, you know. So I cut weed. I'm actually on I stopped weed November last year. So, but Nakonda, before I stopped, I wasn't smoking that much. So it was November, December, Jan. So I'm basically on 3 months without smoking weed. I'm on 3 months without smoking weed. I saw that weed was slowing me down when it comes to my healing process. So that was a form of escapism for me, and I had to minus it out of my life to look at the things that I'm running away from. And once I cut it out, it actually opened my eyes to a lot of things. It opened my eyes to a lot of things. So if you find yourself in a situation, guys, whereby you are using different forms of escapism, minus it from your life, reduce it. If you smoke every day, if you drink every day, at least drink once a week, smoke once a week, so that the other days that are remaining, the 6 days that are there, you are there to focus on healing your wounds. You're there to focus on healing your marks, on healing the things that you've been running away from healing. It will make a difference. Trust me, it will. You will see that you've been running away from a lot of things. So just be patient with yourself. Be aware that you're escaping, you're running away. And then after the awareness, then comes down to how will you deal with healing. So now that you're aware that you need to cut out your forms of escapism, now you're asking yourself, how can I start healing myself? So there's different forms in which you can heal yourself. The first one is journaling. Journaling is very, very, very important, guys. Journaling it's like a dialogue between you and yourself, but you write it down. And when you're writing it down, it's more effective because you're focused. You're focused at that point in time in what you're doing. I always suggest to people to use a journal, a book, and a pen instead of a phone, because a phone, yes, it's more convenient, but it's an electronic device, and electronic devices have a way to disturb your focus. If I'm being honest, they have a way of disturbing your focus, because number one, you've got social media, you've got messages, you've got whatnot. Yes, you can put on airplane mode, but it's easy for you to get distracted. You can think about something that you need to attend to on your phone, and then you end up now being distracted. So having a book and a pen, and then putting your phone there far away from you, where you can't access it, where you can't see it, né? And then you just give yourself at least minimum 15 minutes to journal. Just 15 minutes, you and yourself, quietness, no music. If you want to listen to music, you can then play some meditative music, some frequency music. Then that can help. But then nakona, you don't play full volume, a minimum volume where you can hear it in the background, just to keep you calm. And then you start journaling, you start writing. Pour out everything that you feel. Don't think too much. Don't try and be fancy. Paragraph 1, underline. No. Free flow. Free flow is very important, because when you free flow, you're just writing, you're pouring out what's on your heart. Whether the first word is yes, this one, or yo, write it down. You don't have to write it like you're writing an exam. No, it's not strict. It's your rules, your communicative style. Just be you and just free flow. Write. So with journaling, at the beginning, it's going to be difficult. I'm not going to lie to you, because now you're dealing with whatever you've been running away from. So sometimes you'll find yourself breaking down during journaling, and then you just want to stop. It's okay. If you feel like it's too much for you, stop where you stopped. Continue again the following day. Don't stop. But the more you do it, you'll see that it becomes comfortable. You start basically digging the roots of the problem, and you're seeing the roots of the problem. And once you're aware of the roots of the problem, it's going to be easier for you to now cut them out, and then cut out the rest of the tree of the problem. When you journal, you actually deal with the roots of the problem. So journaling is one of them, guys. The second one is meditation. Meditation, guys, is very important. So meditation comes in different forms. You can do the old school traditional meditating, where you sit on a mat, cross your legs, hands like this, hands on your thighs, closer to your knees. You close your eyes, keep quiet, just feel your thoughts, feel your emotions. Meditate. Another form of meditating can be you sitting out in nature, in a chair, on the grass, whatever's comfortable with you. Just sit there and sun gaze, be under the sun. Sit there, think about everything, feel everything. Don't run away from whatever comes up while you're sitting there. Minimum of 15 minutes, guys. Not 5 minutes and then you go back into the house, you go back to your TV, you go back to your phone, you go back to, distracting yourself. No. 15 minutes minimum. Sit outside, by the sun. Feel your thoughts, listen to your thoughts, listen to your feelings. Whatever comes up, let it come out. If you end up crying, cry, let it out. If you end up being angry, be angry. If you end up being pissed, be pissed. If you end up being sad, be sad. That's the whole point of meditating, so that you can feel through whatever it is that you've been suppressing. And then after that, don't stay in those emotions, but then feel them through. Because when you feel them through, you'll be able to release them. So far it's journaling. So far it's going out in nature and sitting there for 15 minutes. Another way is walking in nature, taking a walk in nature. So maybe around, depending on you, if you're someone that likes walking while the sun is out, you can do so. You can take a walk for 15 minutes out in nature. Leave your phone in the house. Leave anything that's going to distract you. Just be by yourself. Take that walk. Think, feel through whatever it is that you're feeling through. So taking a walk in nature is also one of them. Another form is yoga. There's yoga, guys. Yoga is one of my favorites that I do. Besides meditation, but yoga is the traditional meditation. But yoga is one of my favorites that I do. I always interchange between all forms of meditation. It helps, but yoga is one of my favorites because it comes with different styles. Today you can do this, tomorrow you can do that. So yoga's quite interesting. If you're someone that gets bored easily, also, I would prefer that you do yoga. It's simple. You can go on YouTube. There's a lot of people that do yoga. Find someone that does your comfortable yoga and then do it. So that's one of the forms of meditation that you can use to heal. And then outside of meditation also, you can do inner child healing practices, because at the end of the day, some forms of wounds, they come from childhood. It's not something that happened like recently, like maybe 2 months ago. But also, even if it happened 2 months ago, you can find that at the end of the day, when you get hurt, it also hurts the inner child inside of you, because you can be an adult, but your inner child will never die. That's what people don't get. Your inner child never dies. It stays with you, inside of you. That is part of your soul. Your inner child is the one that keeps you positive. It keeps you alive positively. It keeps you creative. It's basically the soul inside of you, the younger soul inside of you that sees life in a positive lens. Because if we're being honest, being an adult, guys, it's stressful. It's not always fun. So that inner child keeps that balance. So the different kinds of inner child practices that you can do is, you need to figure out what you used to like doing or love doing as a kid. We all have things that we used to love doing when we were growing up. Or you can try something new. Trying something new is also a very great way to heal yourself. So maybe you liked painting when you were young. Maybe you liked oh guys, my light just went dim. But anyway, as long as you guys can see me, okay, perfect. So painting, drawing. Maybe some of you guys like drawing when you were young. Maybe some of you guys like writing poems, stories, maybe some of you guys like excuse me, dancing. Maybe some of you guys liked oh guys, it's hot, that's why I'm drinking water. But maybe some of you guys liked performing, so things like theater performance, arts performance. So you can involve yourself in those things for inner child healing practices. They will definitely help you to heal. Most definitely help you to heal during your journey. So those are the few examples that I can give you guys to utilize when you heal. I know I journal, so I want to get more into painting. That's one thing I told myself that I want to do this year, get more into painting, or you can get yourself like a coloring book, a bit of crayons, and just maybe a day color in a page. You're gonna see it's gonna make a difference, guys. You know, because some of us do have, excuse me, childhood wounds, you know, or some of us were hurt, excuse me, maybe a month ago, 2 months ago, and inner child healing can help trigger healing to whatever hurt that you had recently. So guys, also what I want to say to you guys, be patient with yourselves. Don't be unrealistic and say, yeah, mina yazubuti, in a week's time I'll be over this. You know, some people lie to themselves. They actually deceive themselves. They'll be like, especially when it comes to men. Like, I'm not targeting men, but I'm going to put this on the table. Men tend to deceive themselves. And I'm not going to let this thing bring me down. So I know within a week I'll be over this thing. They're lying. What they do is they're suppressing it. There are also women that are like that, the tough ones, the tough cookies. I was superwoman. Yeah, no, Mina. I know after a week I'm gonna be over this. I know that I'll be over this painful experience after a week. No, what you're doing is you are suppressing it. You're not healing it. You are suppressing it, and suppressing emotions. Don't forget, Guti. At some point, they're going to come back up again. They're going to resurface. And when they do, they're going to resurface as a build up. Because you've been resurfacing it and you're experiencing other things. Then it ends up building up into something so much. And by the time it resurfaces, it's like a bomb. It's like a bomb. And then you end up acting out of character, blowing out of proportion. And, you know, you don't want that. So guys, be patient with yourselves. Take it a day at a time. Don't rush your healing process. You will feel it that, okay, now I can feel that, yes, I'm starting to be at ease. I don't get triggered anymore, you know, easily by this thing. I can easily sit down and think about this thing and not cry. I can easily sit down and think about this thing and not be angry. I can easily sit down and think about this thing and not be mad. I can easily sit down with this situation, with this hurt, and not be disappointed, you know. And then you reach a point whereby you look at this thing and you're able to smile and say, wow, I've come a long way, you know. I've come a long, long way running. Marathon, not a race, guys. So that is it for healing today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your time. And I'm looking forward to just subscribing, click the like button. Please do share, guys, this channel to more people that you think would appreciate and would like to be part of the community. I'm just here, guys, to share this with you guys as someone that has been through things and is still going through this journey of elevating. So yeah, much love, ladies and gentlemen, and hoping to see you guys next time. Cheers.